should I say about the project?
Yeah. No.
Oh, okay. Shall I start again?
Yeah.
My name is Ellie, I'm from Bradford, I'm 20 years old. This summer, the project I'm doing is called Project 20-20-20. 20 days, 20 years old, 20 defibs raised, and I'm running the length of the UK, from John O'Groats to Land's End. My dad used to always say to me, if you're living in my house, you've got to do sport twice a week. So I went into cheerleading, and then obviously I started swimming lessons. And swimming lessons is probably where I found like my love for like sport.
She'd walk on the poolside and you'd just see this massive grin and just always really kind of wanting to impress you in a good way and just happy.
I just liked the fact that you could push yourself. I was never the fastest, but I always liked the challenge. I knew I was different from everyone else. Like, there was only like a couple of people at swimming in the morning, but I would always be there. Other swimmers used to moan like and say, why are you doing it all the time? And I was just like, I've got a dream I want to make reality.
After a few sessions, I just realised that this kid was an absolute grafter. And she would put in, if you told her that she had to swim 20 hours a day, she would swim 20 hours a day. And I was inspired by her.
I got pretty good at swimming. I got to like the Yorkshires and stuff, but I wasn't that tall.
She was never going to be a world record holder in the pool. Sometimes genetics just don't fit, do they?
So I was competing with girls that were so much taller than me. And then I got into running, I got into cycling, and then I thought I'll do triathlon.
She did the Yorkshire series at Triathlon and just battered everybody, which was nice for her because she's never really had that. And then that got her into sort of British triathlon setup for 1 or 2 years.
My heart, so it was like a performance assessment for triathlon, and they were doing this thing called CRY, which is cardiac risk in the young, and everyone were coming out saying, oh, my heart's fine. I went in and then they're like, oh, Ellie, sit down for me, and I was bricking it. I was like, oh my gosh, something's wrong. And you have T waves, you have like 3 lines on an ECG graph, and my T waves were upside down, all 3. I think if you have one, it's not too bad, but I had all 3 upside down T waves. So then I had to go and have tests. I was loving sport. I had a dream of going to the Olympics. I was on the performance pathway for the British Triathlon, and then they basically said, you can't do sport if it carries on getting like worse, because I have some scar tissue on my heart. So then if that carried on getting worse, then they would have told me to stop doing sport altogether. So having that in your head when you're training, it was pretty tough to carry on. But I did, because I had a dream and I wanted to get there.
I do in here generally get very motivated trainers, and she is still a little bit more sort of motivated, a little bit more driven than the vast majority of people I've ever met.
I've obviously been at CrossFit for quite a while. I really enjoy it. I love how you push yourself all the time, and like everyone's like dead at the end. Like, I just like the feeling, and everyone hates burpees, so I feel like that makes me like them even more, because when people hate them, I'm like, oh, I can do better than these, so I'm just gonna do loads. Found the 24 hours chest to floor burpee challenge. I sent it to my dad, so then I was proper serious about it. Bought a weighted vest, started doing 500 burpees in the garage. Told Cos about it, and he was like, oh yeah, you need to do it here at the gym.
Ellie stressed me out because she arranged it all herself. She did it all herself. I was absolutely amazed at the work that she put in behind the scenes to do it. I'm like, anything you need me to do, let me know, I'll do it. And she just did everything. We set up the night before. We didn't get on until about 10:30. I didn't sleep. And then she started it at like dinner time.
I don't know, I felt really chilled. It was weird, because usually before like my swimming races, my triathlons, I'm really nervous. Like, I get in my head. I got on the rower to warm up, and my dad was like, why are you rowing? I'm like, I'm warming up for my burpees. He's like, you've got 24 hours. You don't really need to warm up.
When she got to the target and she'd actually beat the world record, she still had like half an hour to go. I was just sat at the front screaming, Ellie, just stop.
I had my heart rate monitor on for my burpees, and it was on that telly over there, and I was just watching it like a hawk. I didn't tell anyone, but I was like, if my heart is fine here, hopefully I can carry on doing sport. And I've told the guy in London, the head of cardiologist in sport, about my run, and he's fine with it. I feel like it was to test how far I could push myself. I want to find like a challenge that could break me mentally, because I didn't think anything bad of it. I just thought it's only 24 hours. It's not real pain, is it? Like, people in pain in hospitals, I'm putting myself through that. So I was like, I'll give it a go. No one can complain to me about burpees now.
Honestly, if you offer me £1 million now, I had to forget that experience, I would, you know, it's priceless. Like, honestly, I'm in awe of her. You know, I look up to Ellie, my daughter, at 20-year-old, you know, 19 then. It was unbelievable.
I don't know. I don't think it's anything special. I feel like I could achieve so much more. And I just think it's burpees.
Have you thought about the distance? Have you tried to equate it to something that...
I'm not even looking forward to driving to John O'Groats, let alone... No, I don't know. No, it's not worth me worrying about, I don't think. It's just each day at a time.
On average, it's like 71k a day, which is a lot, but I've got 24 hours to do it, so I don't think it's too bad. And I know it's going to be tough, and I think the hardest thing will be injuries. Like if I get blisters, if I go over my ankle, I feel like that's the hardest bit. Mentally, I'm fine. I know I'll be at some lows and there'll be some highs, but I know I'll get through it.
Anything Ellie says, I just agree with. It's just my job to try and keep her as injury-free as I can if she gets injured. I always sort of blame myself.
My dad will be there for the full thing, and he's a support crew, but it's just like a little motivation as well, because he's been by my side for the whole of my life, basically, as in like my fitness journey.
I'll be there mentally with her, but I'm just not looking forward to seeing the pain that I know she's going to put herself through.
He would be basically at every single event, and like my burpees, it was there for the majority of it. He went home for like 30 minutes, and that was probably the hardest part. I put on like a motivational speech that he used to play to me. I just needed something to remind me.
But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
My biggest inspirations are my parents. Like my dad, I've seen how hard he's worked. They found out they were pregnant with me at like 15, 16. So they got their first house at 19 in an area that they probably didn't want to bring up any children. Now I've witnessed things, I've had to think of things like, are we going to get burgled? My dad's working away, I need to stay up. Little Ellie thought that if I'm up, nothing's going to happen to my mum. So I would just stare out the window during the night and hope no one burgles us or anything. So I've seen where we've come from and where we are now. It just makes me proud to see how far they've got, because I know a lot of people didn't believe in them, didn't think they were going to like stay together, didn't think I was going to do anything. I would probably go down the same route, be a teenage mum. So seeing where we are now to where we was before inspires me, and it's just proof that if you work hard you can get to where you want to be.
There's a lot of pressure on girls to look a certain way, do a certain thing, and Ellie just wants somebody to have a dream and chase that dream. Obviously I'm hoping we'll have some good people there. There'll be people that pop and give her support. I'm hoping locals do a bit of running with her and, you know, get her through it, and we obviously raise as much money as we can for the defibs.